Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a couple of different chippy paint finishes and also how I like to transition my decor from Christmas over into winter. Speaking of Christmas, I wanted to say thank y'all by creating 11 Merry Christmas mystery boxes. These boxes have 12 unique items in them, handcrafted, thrifted, and salvaged items valued around $120, and I've priced them at just $39.95. Just a way to say thank you guys so much for all of your continued support. Only 11 available. Go grab one before they're gone. For our first project today, I'm going to take this little chicken wire thrifted birdcage. It was full of potpourri that was old, did not smell anymore. I simply emptied it out, but be on the lookout for these bird cages that open up from the bottom. It makes them so easy to decorate and to put larger decor inside. The great thing about this one as well is I'm going to be able to attach it to this candlestick. You'll be able to open and close it and change out the decor for each season. And then you can just simply remove it in the future by taking out the staple if you decide you would like to separate them for other projects or for a different look. I'm going to stain this candlestick up with some DIY Dark and Decrepit, which is a multi-use product. I love using the DIY Dark and Decrepit for a stain. This beautiful dark brown color. Now I am going to water mine down just a little bit. I added the water to thin up the Dark and Decrepit just a little bit and lighten up the color just a little. You can see even watered down a little bit, it's still pretty dark. It reminds me of like a dark walnut stain. The great thing about Dark and Decrepit liquid patina is it is all natural, VOC free, so you can stain your wood inside in the winter without worrying about temperature control. You're not gonna have the stinky fumes. The kids can help you. It's great. I grabbed my Sweet Pickins black wax. I grabbed the black. I thought it might make some fun effects after we put the white paint over it. I'm putting the beeswax on here before I paint to provide some resist. This is gonna help get some extra chippiness in the areas where I apply the wax. Hang tight with me and you will see. I'm going to be using my Sweet Pickins milk paint today in the color Flour Sack. It's a nice white color. Milk paint is not hard to use. It's a 1-to-1. Warm water to powder ratio. Comes in a powdered form. Once you mix it up with the water, it turns into paint. Now, when I'm painting smalls, I don't worry too much about mixing it super well, especially when I'm gonna go for this chippy finish. If I were painting a piece of furniture or I wanted a smoother finish, I would use an immersion blender or something of that nature to mix it up better. Now the milk paint has sat, it's thickened up a little bit. You want your consistency to be about that of a thick milkshake. Gun and dry the paint up. I'm forcing some chipping and crackle. This is also warming up the wax I had underneath the paint, and you'll see it start to drip through, causing a beautiful antiqued finish. Got some 220 grit sandpaper here, and now we're just going to sand around some of these chippy parts and around some of the high points of the design. To seal this candlestick up, I've grabbed my Sweet Pickins clear wax. I just have mine here in a mason jar because I got a really big container as a retailer, but this is sold in the smaller sizes as well. I'm just gonna apply a nice coat of the clear wax on the whole candlestick. You see we got some really great chippiness. I love how the black wax creaked through and gave some nice contrast to the brown wood as well. Makes it look like this candlestick has been painted a couple of times over the years. Just gonna wipe back any excess wax here with a clean cloth. And I'm gonna add a little bit of that black wax into my details on the top as well. So since I put a little bit of the clear wax on, it will act as a barrier and keep this from soaking in too fast. I'm just gonna hit a little bit where there's some of that really good texture, and then work in small sections and wipe back the extra off the high points as I go. I've grabbed my staple gun and I am just going to staple along the metal support rod that goes down this birdcage. And if I wanted to take it off further down the road, these staples will be easy to remove. Here is a look at the birdcage all complete. What do y'all think about this final look? I am in love and I will be hunting for more bird cages. I do have a few candle stands available on my website in the JRV Woods collection. For our other project today, I'm going to take this 95-cent thrifted box. It looks like it had some roses in it before, but we're gonna upcycle it, paint it up, and add some of this gorgeous, gorgeous metal trim that I salvaged off of an old spool table. I'm gonna have a little bit extra of this, so I will list it up on my site as well. But we're gonna take this boring little box into a more high-end shabby chic piece. I have got my DIY cottage colors. This is Haint Blue. If you all have not tried the cottage colors yet, they are a all-in-one paint. So they have a built-in sealer. Once they are dry, they are good to go. But I have a fun trick. I like to use my heat gun and do some fun distressing with this paint. Since the Cottage Colors has a built-in sealer, when I use my heat gun on it, it will start to bubble up the paint, and that is what I am going for. I let the paint bubble up and then I move on to the next side to let it cool down and dry before I move on to distressing it. I ended up doing 2 coats on each side. I worked one side at a time, and you can see on this second coat I really start to get some good bubbles. All right, I let the box cool down, and you can see I had a lot of bubbles from heat gunning that all-in-one paint with the top coat built in. But now I'm gonna take some 220 grit sandpaper and sand over these bubbles, and it gives a beautiful, authentic chippy look. I salvaged some of this metal trim off of an old table that I got free at the estate clean out, the last one I did, and now I'm going to attach it right along the top of this box. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of bending, but I'll wear some gloves and use needle nose pliers, and I think that is going to be a gorgeous contrast. And some E6000 to glue everything into place. I love to use these light colors like white and Haint Blue to transition from Christmas over into winter decor. And then you can even take this from winter into spring simply by adding a bird's nest, which I am including in the price of this French country nesting box. Here's a peek at some of the wonderful junk that went into the Merry Christmas mystery boxes. Maisie helped me and we got 11 appreciation boxes made up to say thank you to you guys for your continued support. $120 value for just $39.95. All right, y'all, these boxes are no joke. This was so much fun to put all of these together. So let's look at one just as a little example here. This one has a handmade candlestick in it, one that I have made, an upcycled sign from an old drawer. Here is some handmade floral, a rusty old metal bucket, a lantern. You've got a hanging basket, some old salvage, a book, some glass, a crock, and a newspaper. So I tried to really vary the texture in each item or in each box, but I tried to also curate the look and really make sure that the decor went together and wasn't just a complete hodgepodge of stuff. So this one has a brass pair, this beautiful green anthropology book. So this isn't junk stuff. I mean, it is junk, but it's good junk. This beautiful old metal tin with advertising. Thank you all so much for watching today. If you liked this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and send it out to a friend who may like it as well. Subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, friends.